Daybreak Wednesday. The goodies are already on the delivery line, and we're now about to unwrap the next package for you, and that's talking about the headlines in some of today's Nigerian dailies. And we have right here in the house someone you already know, that's a political technocrat in the person of Dr. Dayo Kayode. Good morning and welcome again.
Good morning, Organat.
Good morning, Dr. Dayo.
I hope you allowed the goodies that you're about to unwrap to get to me.
You are part of it.
Really?
Already.
I don't know about the goodies, though.
Don't mind. We'll talk more about that after the show.
Okay,
Okay, now let's raise the curtain with the Daily Times. Apprehension trails bandits' attack on NDA Kaduna with riders there. Attack, national embarrassment, says ACF. PDP, Nigerians have lost hope in Buhari-led APC government. Nowhere is safe. Shehu Sani, as Kaduna Government Assembly Speaker, condemn attack. FMCA trains media practitioners on convergence journalism. Let me stop there.
All right, we'll move to Daily Trust paper. Now the screaming headline says, why NDA security was compromised, with the writer saying bandits leave peacefully near academy. Majority of troops posted elsewhere. Soldiers on guard mysteriously fell asleep. Invasion, a huge embarrassment coming from experts. And moving further down, PDP crisis after court order, 2 deputies claim secondary seats. And in sport, Team Nigeria dazzles at Tokyo Paralympics opening ceremony. Southeast no longer safe to hold delegates conference. Nigerian Union of Journalists cries out. Dangote Cement announces 150 billion naira commercial paper. So the top most bad banditry group asks Buhari to declare state of emergency in Zamfara state. Fear of closure as federal government begins inspection of 54 car assembly plants, page 14. And the last story says over 100,000 people killed, 2,600 Boko Haram members surrendered in Borno, coming from the governor of Borno State. And page 4 has the story. News Direct is right. Next, 2 soldiers killed, 1 other abducted as bandits attack NDA. Military begins manhunt. Nigerians have lost hope in Buhari APC. That's coming from Olubodinyo. EFCC hosts bank auditors, urges transparency in banking sector. Unilag receives African Watch Man of the Year award. A tale of missing money that never existed. That's coming from Nessa MD. And now to the Business Day newspaper. The topmost story, as usual in all of the papers today, is the attack on the NDA. Now say citizens helpless as bandits humiliate Nigerians military. And by the side of the paper says doing business obstacles. Ships stuck at sea over clearance process. Consumer trends open opportunities for Nigerian manufacturers. Lower pay, poor compliance denying retirees pension benefits. Dr. Dayo, it's back to you now, sir. And as much as we want to talk about the recent incident, but we'll talk about that later on in the show. Now, I want to pick up from the business angle of this. On the Business Day paper says, doing business obstacles, ship stuck at sea over clearance process. It's not the first time. People invest so much and then it's stuck at the seaport and you have to pay so much in clearing, and that's a huge obstacle for business owners, and I would say it's very, very when I use the word, it just discourages.
It's appalling. It's appalling.
Yeah, okay, that's
because between you and me, I'm also involved.
Oh, really?
Sure.
You do importation.
You are saying it. I'm only saying I'm involved.
Okay.
And when I say I'm involved,
being a Nigerian,
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You see, there are different aspects to look at this. But importantly, you won't know how difficult it is to be in this country except you are an importer. 1, unstable foreign exchange. When you are purchasing from abroad, probably you are exchanging for 350. Okay? You are selling, and then you started selling. You fix your price at that exchange rate of 350. Before you know it, The thing will just escalate to 520. So how do you get it back? That is one. Two, the shipping companies, they are also not making things to be easy for importers. Let me give you an instance. During the COVID-19 pandemic in the world, goods were not being moved here and there by the shippers. But by the time they start movement of goods, they just increased their tariff by well over 100%. Where do you go from there? Now, when you now come to Nigerian port, is another problem entirely. The customs will come with their issues. The port authority will come with their issues. All these managers of private ports also will come with their issues. You know, all sort of things comes together. And at the end of the day, they want to get someone frustrated out of business. Do you understand? The issue is, when are we going to have a stable government in this country that will look at the economic circumstances holistically? Because it's not only affecting the importers, it's also affecting manufacturers, those that are manufacturing here, in terms of lights, bad roads, and all government policies here and there.
All right, Dr. Dayo, thank you for sharing your thoughts on this.
So we're going to talk some more.
But then we have to move to the topic of the day, Dr. Dayo. Okay, now, gunmen wearing army uniform in the early hours of Tuesday invaded the country's foremost military institution of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Afaka, Kaduna State, killing 2 officers and abducting 1. Now, confirming the attack, the NDA spokesman, Major Bashir Jagira, said in a statement on Tuesday that the security architecture of the institution was compromised. Hence, the gunmen gained access to well-fortified institution. Dr. Dayo, this story has made a lot of Nigerians who are almost hopeless. I don't know if to make them, because most Nigerians don't even trust the security architecture of this nation again. And now this is happening, Nigerian Defense Academy. And then northern elders have come to say that the attack on Nigerian Defense Academy is an indication that Nigerians' intelligence network has collapsed. Do you agree with them?
I wouldn't say it has collapsed.
It's collapsing.
Rather, let us look at it from the aspect of sabotage. At the background of what just happened in Afghanistan. All right? You should go deeper into the story of Afghanistan army that surrendered immediately, even before the Taliban even entered, that they have already surrendered. You know that there was an alibi. All right? My research has made me to understand that some of the Taliban's army were in the Afghan army, which the Americans were training, which the Americans were fortifying. But the percentage of the Taliban's within the Afghan army is what one cannot see. But no doubt about it, they were there. Okay? Now let us come to Nigeria. I could remember I was on a particular platform when they said they captured Boko Haramists and the terrorists, whatever, they are going to be infiltrated back to the society. And they are even going to be employed. They are going to be part and parcel of our army. Okay? Within 2 weeks, they say, yes, all these guys have been recalibrated. Forgetting that they are not fighting either guerrilla warfare, rather a kind of a philosophical warfare, an indoctrinated warfare,
ideological
warfare that was not inculcated into them within a day. It was not inculcated into them within a year. It was something that they made to believe, they made to understand over a period of time. It's just like you now. For somebody to remove journalism from you, can it be removed from you within 2 weeks? No. Because this is something you have grown with over the years. So how can you remove that ideology, that philosophy within these guys within 2 weeks? Let's put by the side. You remember when the Americans came here able to assist Nigeria, and they said, how come each time they plan a particular move, before executing it, I mean,
it's known already.
It's known already. So that means there had been sabotage, which we have not been experiencing before now. Here we come now. And that is why, the other time, I think on this platform, I came and I was praising our Nigerian army. That despite the series of difficulties they are made to face in terms of sabotage, lack of training, lack of good equipment, lack of good remuneration, and all that, they are still defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria. Some of them were court-martialed, you remember? Some were just even being released of recent, you remember? Some were even dismissed, you remember? I remember that of, what's his name again? Brigadier or General, whatever. Kuti, who told them, but look, how can we be in the forefront of war like this, and you cannot give us good equipment? Look at the sophisticated equipment these guys are using. Are we saying we cannot afford all this?
It's all part of this.
It's now
talking about.
You say what?
All part of the sabotage you're talking about.
These are all sabotage.
Yeah.
But then that sabotage now on the line. Why are we saying sabotage at this point?
Okay, now
that is where we Nigerians should now open our eyes, because I've been saying it and I continue to say it. A big question mark is hanging on 2023.
Right.
Don't be surprised. In 2023, we are still going to have another word within our political lexicon. Watch out for it.
All right. The military has lost 2 officers, and one,
sorry for that,
by rank, a major. Now the abductors are demanding 200 million naira ransom. First, is this ransom going to be paid? Then, who is going to pay it?
Yeah, well, first of all, my condolences to the Nigerian army for the 2 soldiers, 2 officers that were killed yesterday, and my heartfelt sympathy too to the other one that is within the custody of the abductors. If you are looking at who pays, or will they pay or not, let us also go back to the Americans. When one American citizen was abducted from Niger Republic and brought to Nigeria, why did they bring them to Nigeria? Because they know that in Nigeria they are going to have a kind of a cover.
And anything goes.
Okay? But the Americans said, look, yeah, anything can go there, but we have what we call high degree of temerity to operate within any political environment in the whole world. And an order was given, 24 hours. Bring this guy back alive. And what happened? That is a country that is purposeful. That is purposeful leadership. The question now is, do we have such leadership that can also exhibit such a temerity? That can also exhibit such audacity? That can come out and say words that are not vacuous? Okay? Do we also have leadership that is responsible to the citizens of in which is governing. So it is only when we have been able to answer these questions that we now see, oh, whether we will pay or not, and who will pay and who will not. I don't know whether you understand. You see, it is a pity that despite what our soldiers, officers are facing, they are still not being guided. Government is not still responsible to them. Government is not giving them what they are supposed to be giving. Ordinary seas aircraft, or they call that aircraft again, they bought, and we are now making noise.
To Kano.
We are making noise. Are you aware? What is the size of Afghanistan to Nigeria? Are you aware of how many of those Sukarnos that Americans bought for the Afghans, which are now in the custody of the Taliban? You need to go and Google the kind of sophisticated equipment that the Americans bought for the Afghanistan government then, that are now in the custody of. Then you will now look at it. Will these people not come and overrun Nigeria?
It really spells doom.
Do you understand? And then look at what we are now saying.
Now there's a call for a review of the security architecture in the country. Do you think this would help? By the Northern Elders now?
I've been saying it.
Briefly, Dr.
I've been saying it. I will continue to say it, and I will be hammering it. Nigerians themselves need to wake up now and then put on the fluorescent on our head to be able to think aright. The other time we were talking about changing of service chiefs. I said, no, it's not about changing of service chiefs. It's about the leadership. It's about the leadership. When we have the right leadership who is right to give the right direction, we will get it right. It's not about changing. Have we not changed it? What have we seen? Right. It is not about the security architect of the country. Nothing is wrong with the security architect of the country. We are professionals. We go outside to win laurels. These officers, they go outside to win laurels. We have seen it. We have heard it. We have viewed it. Look at the Olympics that we just concluded. A lot of Nigerians defected to other countries, and they won medals for all those countries, even against their Nigerian counterparts. So what are you talking about? It's not about the architect. I mean, it's not about the security, architectural, whatever of Nigeria. It is about leadership, a responsible leadership, a leadership that is ready to show the way, a leadership that wants to say it the way it is, a leadership that can show that temerity that, look, I have sworn to defend the territorial integrity of my country, and that is what I will do. Not until when we have leadership that can portray that. Forget about changing that. It's not about changing the architectural security architecture of the country. No, it's about leadership.
Now, we don't know. Just let me chip in this one.
Okay.
The so-called bandits were able to penetrate a place like the NDA.
Sabotage.
Now, who are these bandits, so-called bandits? They are now even appearing to be more daring than the terrorists themselves. That's talking about Boko Haram. Who are these bandits?
Well, it's you and I that are calling them bandits. Those that are there, they know who they are. So people have been saying they are going to spill the beans. So people have been saying, Madam Taraba said it.
What are they waiting for?
Ah, well, because they are waiting for the right time. Listen, in this your edifice that is here, without you inviting me here and then knowing this place, there's no way I will know that this kind of a place exists here. Okay? Except you, be my friend, is now saying, come on, where do I even know within here aside from this place? So without you see, there's a Yoruba adage that says, tí kú ilé ò bá pani, tòde ò lè pani. Ekiti will say, kúkú ilé bá ti pani, tòde yí ọlé kẹ́ á pani. That is to say, if there is nobody inside that is giving information to the person outside, there is no way the person outside can come inside to come and inflict injury on anybody or to come and cut away your properties. If there are no people within that NDA, within the security apparatus of Nigeria, giving these people information, there is no how they can come and attack them. NDA.
How?
Young guys that are still ready to, that are feeling of energy, full of energy. That even when you see them alone, what comes out of them is that energy that they want to unleash. Do you understand? And then you say, how many of the bandits? How many of them?
All right, Dr. Dayo, thank you so much. We'll come back to you.
Thank you very much.
The short break. We've been speaking with Dr. Dayo Kayode, a seasoned political technocrat and also a friend of the house. I'm sure you enjoy this segment. Please share your thoughts on our social media platforms and on the live chat below. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back for the next topic. Please stay with us. Now, former Baby Niger reality show housemaid Dorothy Bachor took to her Instagram on Monday to reveal that the EFCC operatives broke into her Lekki residence around 5 a.m. According to the Star, the anti-graft officials broke into her house, saying they were after a suspected internet fraudster. The EFCC later confirmed the invasion in a statement on Monday, stating that operatives from the Lagos command of the Commission, acting on verified intelligence, executed a search warrant at the block of flats located at the Lekki area of Lagos on Monday, 23rd August 2021, during which 9 internet fraud suspects were arrested. Dr. Dayo, about this case, this lady took to her Instagram handle, to her page rather, to narrate the ordeal she had and how her mom almost had a panic attacks and how the EFCC didn't have the right to break into her residence. So the EFCC, in response, replied and said they had search warrant and they're looking for some people, and they knocked on her door. She didn't respond, and then they broke into the. But then the story wasn't. And then another live video. After she took her Instagram, they came back on the live video and was threatening her and threatening to break the phone while she was recording and all of that. Now the question, I saw a question on social media. Someone was asking, the search warrant, was it to search her building, her house, or to search the environment? Now this is not the only case of these happenings. Do you think this is right?
Let me give you this analogy that happened to me. Even two. Sometimes ago, I was still very young then, unmarried. A friend of mine that I always even assist, okay, went to report me to the police that I'm a cocaine pusher. I always receive stolen goods from people and all that. Then I was living at Cement, okay. Early Saturday morning, in fact, I was just waking up. I was still with my pajamas. And I saw a man and a lady knocked at my door. And I opened the door for them. They said they are from Area G, that they have a search warrant to search my house. I said, can I see their search warrant? Okay? As young as I was there, I saw it. I said, okay, before you enter my house, can I search you, please? Okay? I searched them. And I allowed them to enter my house. They searched the place. They didn't find anything. And I followed them to their station to write statement. It was then that everything was revealed to me. Okay? You know why? Because I know it is the duty of the police to ensure safety and safety of life and properties of the people. But they have to be civil. Of which those people were civil. All right? They even told me that they thought that it was somebody so gigantic they will be meeting. Okay? That is one. Two, I was driving on this Beggar Ogba Road earlier in the week with my friend. And VIO stopped me. Okay? He said I should park. I first of all parked. Okay? And I said, you have stopped the wrong person. Please tell me, which paper do you need? And I will quickly provide it for you. And I opened my glove compartment. I brought out this thing. Which of them do you want to see? He said, my driver's license. I said, the new one or the expired ones? Do you understand? I said, oh, guys, I better go. Okay? Now, going through, I just decided to give you a background to this as regards what we read, what was reportedly that happened. The EFCC, when they knocked, according to the story, they identified themselves that they are from EFCC. And they have the warrant to search the block of flats. You don't understand.
Now that was the EFCC writing, but the lady said they didn't knock. She just woke up and saw them in her house. That was what the lady said.
Then how will you now want to say this is the one you believe and that one is the one you believe? Someone wants to tell me this is the person saying the right story. Much as, yes, if our story is right, I sympathize with her. But then, EFCC too. But incidentally, they were acting on information that they have been verified. And at the end of the day, they got those suspects.
From there?
Even at that story, they said they didn't mention where they got those people from. But they had a warrant to search the block of flats. Incidentally, hers was among. And when EFCC knocked, according to the story, it was the sister. It was the sister that answered them and refused to open. And they are now saying, look, if you refuse to open, we will break your door because we don't want one, if the suspects are there to escape, or two, to destroy evidences that they are looking for. So they have, EFCC has been empowered.
So you mean they have the constitutional right to do what they did?
They have. The only
That's what you're implying.
As much as they have their warrant of search, yes. If you don't open for them,
they break into the house.
Because they wouldn't want the person to escape.
Yeah, I
and then destroy the evidences. And you know that we are having a lot of insecurity problems in our country. Nigeria is having a lot of image problem in our country. And as much as possible, these things need to be rectified. If EFCC knocks at your door, you are bound to open and ask questions. Please, can I see your warrant of search? After searching them, after seeing that, please, before you enter my apartment, can I search you? You have to search them. You have the authority to search them before entering your house, so that they don't plant anything incriminating in your house.
Okay, now.
Even before police search your car, people should know. Before police on the road searches your car, you have that authority to first of all search them, so that they don't plant anything inside your car.
That's how corrupt this society is. Now,
it's unfortunate. Almost 99.9% of Nigerians, they don't know the rules and regulations guiding their membership.
They're really ignorant
of this country.
The law. Okay, now, don't you see the operations of the EFCC as kind of encroaching on the activities or operations of the police force?
How?
This kind of search.
Yeah.
We've never heard of EFCC, going to residents, citizens' places, or houses, or homes, to search.
No, all you need to do before you can say that, you have to look at the instrument that created EFCC, as well as the instrument that created the police. You are talking of financial crime here. Okay, financial crime here, which can be done with anything. Okay, and the police, they are not trained as regards
financial crime
busting. You do understand? But EFCC have been trained. Sometimes I do read some of their resume, like the one heading them now. When I read it, he has gone for a lot of trainings, both within and outside the country, as regards as busting financial crime activities.
They can go to any length.
Do you understand? As regards as that. Then if you have always been watching some films, do you understand?
Movies, yeah.
As regards that, then you will see the way some of them operate. The FBI, the people that are in charge of financial crime busting and all that, you see the way they operate. So for me, with the instrument that created EFCC and with what they have gone there to do, with what they said they have gone there to do, I wouldn't see them as encroaching on that of police.
Dr. Dayo, now this is from the part of what the statement, the press release from the EFCC. There are two stories that are contradicting each other, Dorothy's stories and the EFCC story. So what you just talked from the part of the EFCC, how if they knock, yeah, and you don't open, they have the right to break in because they don't want the suspects to. But then what the story on the page of Dorothy, she said there was no knock whatsoever. She woke up in the middle of the night hearing noises and she saw them in her house. So in a case like that, I remember one time I read the story of one popular Nollywood, was it an actor or a producer? She was somewhere out of town for a movie set, and she had meetings and was tired in her hotel room, and she woke up to DSS in her room. Now this is EFCC, this is the DSS. So is that even the right? That's if Dorothy's story is correct. Is that even the right thing to do?
I said something initially. I said if it is Dorothy's story that is correct, I sympathize with her. Okay? And then we now moved, he now asked about the jurisdictions and all that of EFCC. But now coming to Dorothy's case too. Now, you see, in this country we have today, even we the people, we are the problems of ourselves. I will say it. Politically, economically, even crime-wise, we are the problems of ourselves. EFCC busted into your apartment and all that. You need not go on Instagram. All you need to do is call your lawyers. Let your lawyers come in. I don't know whether you understand. When your lawyers come in, then your lawyers will be able to take enough evidences. Because as is now, people will be saying, peradventure. She wants to, like some other people, seek people's sympathy. That is why she's doing that. Because for me, I find it difficult to be on her side. You know why? Because at the end of the day, some suspects were apprehended at that same place.
No, but it wasn't made clear.
Listen,
there was no evidence.
Listen,
it was
I'm not
from
saying
the...
when I say that same
the
place,
block of flats.
not a house,
okay,
but at that block of flats. The question is, those people were being apprehended at that block of flats. What are they doing there? So that means the information being received by the EFCC was right, and they have to act accordingly.
With dispatch.
Thank you. They have to act with dispatch. So it is a pity whoever's right is being infringed upon along that line. It's just like another proverb. And we can imagine about it that when two elephants are fighting, it is the grass that will suffer it. It is a pity that Dorothy was part of the grass.
That's suffering.
Because it was a fight between the EFCC and those criminals.
Okay.
Those supposed criminals that were apprehended. They were going to arrest those people. But then Why going to arrest those people? Unfortunately, she was along the line. Can you imagine? Imagine if that one was even during the day. They would have been going with siren. Some people's car could be bashed. I don't know whether you understand.
Yes.
It happens every time.
All right.
So if truly a story is true, yeah, I sympathize with her. She should just see it as part of being a Nigerian.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Dyer. That's been the political technocrats there, doing justice to the topic for discussion we have today. Definitely you will have your own contribution. You can make it online there. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we have a sports update with Judechi.